What's going on, YouTubers and Mopar people? Mopar Man 1978 out here on a fairly decent winter day. I think it's in the low 60s actually here in southern Missouri, but got a little wind, so sorry if you hear that in the video. But came out here to check on the Slant 6 for my Dart. Took the cover off, make sure that animals or bugs weren't making a nest like spiders. Got it all cleaned up. It was a little dusty underneath there. I've temporarily put the chrome valve cover back on this. The only thing bad about this chrome valve cover is where the PCV valve is and where you put the oil in, the push-in oil cap. The Spectra, I think what was causing a lot of the problems with me burning oil out the exhaust was underneath this valve cover, right where this port is and this port is, there's no splatter tray. And whenever it was flinging up oil and stuff under heavy load especially, it was sucking this up and putting it through and all through the intake and all over the valves and everything. I had to re-clean all the valves again because they were caked up with shit. And I'm going to switch to a different valve stem seal instead of the old crappy umbrella style ones that slowly cause leaks after so many miles. I'm going to go with the Vitron one with the real fine little spring at the top, and it's got the metal skirt. I'm going to have the what I call the little valve stem stumps that come off the top of the head. I don't know the correct term for it, but I'm going to have them milled down to where I put those aftermarket valve stem seals on there. Probably end up using, I got to strip this one down. It's an original 64 or 65 factory valve cover, which I had in a previous video that I did. I modified to put that that push-on rubber O-ring in here for the push-on breather. Anyway, I got to strip this down. It's pretty nasty. Paint didn't come out like I wanted it to, so I'm going to have to strip it down to bare metal, probably sandblast it. Anyway, alright, what are you doing? Huh? That's one of our shop cats, but it's a outside cat. That's Tinsel. Hey, Tinsel. Kiki. Anyway, she's supervising. Anyway, the other two male cats are out here somewhere, but anyway. Had to come in here, clean it up. We've got pine trees dropping their damn needles all over everything, and besides the leaves, and then look, there was a couple spiders making a bunch of big webs in here, so I had to clean all that out. Use the electric blower there. Anyway, as you can tell, I'm just waiting for the some more money to come in so I can get the since I'm doing I upgraded to the dual master cylinder instead of the single for safety purposes, in case part of the when the brake system goes out on the old one, the entire brake system goes out and you lose all your brakes. This one here, if the front brakes or the back brakes go out, at least you got the other half of the brakes to as a backup. And they're manual. The only thing I got left to do is put my line lock in here. I got to plumb that in here, and then as you can tell, well, give me a minute, I'm gonna have to crawl up over into the car, so bear with me. I'm gonna be all over the place. Turn the camera light on here. As you can tell, I got all my my V8 drag link in here already. I got the engine bay all painted in VHT black suspension epoxy primer or paint that's chip resistant. Comes in the purple can with the black cap. Anyway, I'm going to be taking this out, but this is a vacuum gauge that I use to called the gas saver economy. You adjust it to proper air fuel mixture and whatever else, timing. Anyway, I got this master cylinder on there. I got that's like for a 74 Dart I got from Rock Auto. The pre-bent lines. If you buy the pre-bent lines from Inline Tubing, you're going to have to bend these more to get the lines to stretch down here. And I don't know if you can see it real well or not because it's in a tight spot. But that's the aftermarket metering block or proportioning block for the manual brakes slash drum or front disc. You can either use this on for your drums, your front and rear drum brakes, or front disc and rear drums. I got front disc and rear drum, but this is the correct one for 6566 inlinetube.com. Now I've got an extra one of these if somebody's needing one, along with these 2 extra bent lines that I'm trying to sell as well. If somebody's out there that they want to do an upgrade on their A-body, mid-60s A-body. Now, my understanding is from Fine Line, 62 to 64 A-bodies use almost the same type of block, but the mounting tab that's down underneath here is in a different position. I also have one of those. If somebody's looking to do an upgrade for a dual master cylinder, let me know. The only thing I got left is I got a I think it's Wilwood or Wildwood aftermarket adjustable valve to adjust the pressure going to the rear drums. I got to plumb that in, but before I guess I could be doing that in the meantime. But after that, I get my 8 3/4 in. I got the all new line ran clear to the back with a rubber vinyl cap to make sure bugs and rust don't get inside the lines while it sits until I get fluid in it. But I bought the entire brake line kit from Inline Tubing. It goes over on the passenger side all the way over along the firewall. As you can see, the new tubing here runs down to the block. I got the one that runs from up here for the front brake all the way down around to the block, and then all the way to the back. And then it also came with the ones that go over on the rear end itself as well, from the one wheel cylinder to the divider block to the other side and vice versa. I got all that for like $175 stainless steel, I believe. But anyway, those are the upgrades I got to do. Like I said, line lock, put that adjustable portioning valve that I got already, that I bought quite a while back in here. The whole front end is set up for V8. You got the V8 torsion bars. Everything's polyurethane bushings. I'm going to stick with the points for now. And here's, a lot of people don't know about this. You can actually use this aftermarket voltage regulator from AutoZone. This will work on the old A-bodies as well. I'm also thinking about, while I got the engine out, replacing this, since I think this is I know maybe you guys might be able to tell me. This was in the car when I got it, factory. My understanding is the A-bodies that came out with a slant 6, these steering boxes have shims in there, and they're considered weak, especially if you put a V8 in there. But the V8 A-bodies, and yeah, the V8 A-bodies from the mid-60s, and all the V8 B-body cars had the steering box just like this, but they had bearings which are heavier duty, like a 65, I don't know, Plymouth Fury or Belvedere or whatever it may be, the B-body cars. Anyway, maybe somebody can tell me if that's accurate or not. I was thinking about getting an upgrade, a factory upgrade to a better one instead of having this one, because this one's pretty, I mean, it works for the slant 6, but I think it's pretty old, and I was thinking about replacing it, and I'm thinking about maybe even doing before I put the V8 in here, well, let's see if I can get a better shot. There we go. We're not in the shadows. The U-joint that goes in here for this instead of this old factory box. But anyway, I'm getting a lot of, after I get the slant 6 out of here, I got a lot of the stuff cleared out of here. The linkage will be out of here. I'm going to put them, I got that Racing 998 automatic transmission. It still has the valve body, but it has a racing shift kit in the valve body. I'm thinking about switching to a full manual valve body because I need all the room I can get over here for exhaust clearance, and I want to be able to just manually shift it whenever I want. I've already got the B&M shifter cable in with my B&M All-Star shifter, but I'm going to be switching over to my B&M Quicksilver shifter for when I get the V8 in here. I might upgrade to that even if I got this, when I put the slant 6 back in here. But anyway, this radiator's for all the factory cores I found were either too expensive or they needed to be rebuilt or they just leaked. So I got this one from Rock Auto. This is for like an early 80s Dodge Dakota with like a 4-cylinder, possibly a 6-cylinder in it. I think it's a 4-cylinder. And the bottom port matches perfectly up to the slant 6 lower hose, and it's the same diameter and everything. Up top, I had the Frankenstein because it's got a much smaller inlet up here tube than the factory slant 6 radiator. So I had to go to the auto parts store, find a hose that would fit this, cut it off, use a piece of pipe, and then use the what's left of the slant 6 neck radiator hose and basically Frankenstein it together. But anyway, then I got this set up for in case I want to do cold air induction over here. I don't know if you can see that or not. There you go. Put the camera light on. Anyway, let me step back out of here. I already got my 2 exterior transmission coolers set up already. But the issue I'm having with this is I've had this engine taken apart before down to the short block, and the valves needed to be replaced anyway. I went ahead and got a whole bunch of new slant 6 valves, and the only thing I can think of is they were valves for maybe hydraulic lifters instead of solid lifters like I have, and they're taller, but they seem to work with these valve springs. After I put the engine back together and the rocker arms and stuff, it seemed like the rocker arm, or the shafts and everything, the rocker arms seemed like they were really tight. And I basically had, even if I adjusted the adjuster bolts all the way off of the rocker arms, it still wouldn't take the tension off the valve. And the engine would only rotate to a certain spot and stop instead of going all the way around. Because, you know, even with the valves and valve springs and lifters and everything in there under tension, with a breaker bar, this should be able to rotate no problem. So I'm going to have to take this head of this intake and the exhaust manifold and the head and everything back off. Take the head to my machine shop buddy, that's the Mopar guy. Have him check the links of the valves and see if it's got the wrong valves in it. And the valves aren't hitting the pistons. But it just seems weird. So maybe I looked it up. It said slant 6 valves by Speed Pro on Rock Auto. So maybe it was for a different year, even though it said it fit my year of slant 6. But anyway, 225 slant 6. But anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. I rambled on long enough. We're already going on 14 minutes and some seconds, but hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, comments, feel free to post a comment below, and have a good day.